If you're thinking about making the move to the South Charlotte area and the Indian land community has popped up on your radar, this video is for you. Although it's in South Carolina, it's still very much a community that is a suburb of the South Charlotte area. So we're going to cover the pros and cons of what it's like to live in Indian land, South Carolina. So stick around because we're going to jump right in. So Indian land's popped up on your radar as a community that you're interested in or you want to learn more about, and for good reason. A big pro that we're going to talk about is its proximity to not just Charlotte, but to the Ballantyne community. If you can easily, on Charlotte Highway, get to and from Ballantyne, one of the most popular suburbs or communities in the South Charlotte, really the whole Charlotte area in general, you can be there in 15 minutes. 20 minutes at the most, depending on traffic, but it is a great way to get back and forth. It's commutable to the Uptown area. It can be 45 minutes to get to Uptown, but it is drivable, back and forth to Charlotte. So a big positive of the Indian land area is its proximity to the Charlotte, the Ballantyne area in really a short amount of time. And a super quick intermission, if this is your first time to the channel, you want to know all things going on in the South Charlotte and surrounding areas, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel so you'll be the first to know as we release new videos all the time, sharing a wealth of information so you can make the best decision for you. If you're making the move to the Charlotte area, whether it's the next 6 days, 6 months, we absolutely love helping people just like you every single day. I'm Steve Gerald with the Longleaf Group here in the South Charlotte area. Make sure to reach out. All of our information is below. With all that said, let's jump back in. Okay, so another huge positive for the Indian land area versus really a lot of the other areas around the South Charlotte and Charlotte area in particular is the affordability of homes. You have a wide range of single-family homes, townhouses, available at really, in a lot of cases, a fraction of what you'll pay, especially for Ballantyne or the other parts of Charlotte. But you're very close to, like I said, Ballantyne, but you have new communities popping up, new developments. It's a fast-growing community. But as I said, the affordability for Indian land is absolutely a huge bonus for such a fast-growing, nice community like Indian land. And the opposite, the reverse of all of those positives of the growth and the proximity to popular areas like Ballantyne is the reality that traffic, especially on that Charlotte highway, which turns into Johnson Road into Ballantyne, it can be a bear at times. The traffic there can definitely get congested. It's just the growing pains of a fast-growing community like Indian land does not have the infrastructure for a lot of the growth it's seeing, which is so fast. It's going to catch up. It takes time. And by infrastructure, that's definitely the roads. Utilities are still getting caught up with the amount of development that is going into the Indian land area. But the congestion, especially as you can imagine, rush hour, people going back and forth to Greater Charlotte to Indian land, and we've got Fort Mill not far. So all of those great things about growth also come with the downside of congestion and growing pains. To add on to the conversation of things to do and the amenities that are really close to the Indian land area, I mentioned Ballantyne, there's high-end shopping, places to go eat, there's things to do. There's also even Indian land as it's growing, the Redstone shopping and district kind of right there in Indian land. But like I mentioned, you're not far from Fort Mill, South Carolina, Rock Hill. There's a lot of things to do that are going to continue to get built in this area and all within very close driving distance. The other valuable asset of being in Indian land is you're really close to outdoor recreation. There's Ann Springs Greenway that's very close in the Fort Mill area. You've got different parks, and you're in South Carolina with easy access to other green spaces that are, like I said, not far from Indian land. So you have amenities as well as outdoor activities that are available in the Indian land or right around the Indian land area as well. A downside of a community that is growing, that's building its infrastructure, I definitely feel when I'm in Indian land is, unlike other areas like Fort Mill, whether it's Waxhaw, North Carolina, not far, is there's no true downtown. You're not going to go strolling the brick roads or sidewalks of a downtown in Indian land. There's just not one. Will there be one in the future? Very likely, very possible for an area like Indian land to develop their own downtown type area, but currently there isn't one. So if that's something you're looking for, it'd be a downside for sure, but you never know what's going to come in the future for an area like Indian land. One of the very important must-haves for a lot of families is great schools for whatever home or community they're moving to. And a benefit of Indian land is they do have great rated schools in the community. So within greatschools.org, they're rating the schools within Indian land, which are Indian land high school, middle school, elementary school, as very highly rated, anywhere from 7 to 8 on their scale. The high school looks like a college campus. It's huge. But the downside is also the growth we're seeing in this area is the strain on resources. So, by that I mean a need for either additional growth to the high school or even building a new high school in the not too distant future, because these schools are getting crowded really quickly. So you do see that a lot with great high schools, whether it's in Union County, Fort Mill, York County, it doesn't matter. When you have great areas, the schools tend to get packed very quickly. It's making sure those resources are there for them. So there are strong schools, strong rated schools in the Indian land area, but it's something to keep an eye on how the population of those schools continues to grow. And finally, an important aspect of being in the Indian land area is you are in South Carolina, which a benefit of South Carolina is lower primary home taxes. And by that I mean, if you're living in the home yourself, as opposed to using it as a rental property, the taxes are going to be lower than if you were in Union County, especially Mecklenburg County, which is that greater Charlotte area. The taxes are quite a bit less. So you're gonna pay less in taxes. Now, how those taxes are used, whether it's roads or infrastructure, is a different story. But if you're looking at just the bottom line of numbers, your taxes will be lower in South Carolina. So that is definitely a benefit. So depending on what you're looking for, Indian land may be a great fit for you. There's a lot of growth, as I mentioned, and there are a lot of pluses and minuses with Indian land or really any area across the country. But hopefully this was beneficial for you as you explore the South Charlotte area. You'll definitely hear about Indian land and some of the other South Carolina communities as options if you're looking to be in the greater Charlotte area and take advantage of different price points of homes or communities available. So hopefully this was helpful. I'm Steve Jarrell with the Longleaf Group. If you have any questions at all, make sure you reach out. All of our information is below. Love to help you with all of this shared. Thanks so much. And until next time, we'll see you then.